I had a comment last video asking me to go over the musical intro of this first season. I hadn't done that yet because it didn't seem like there was much to go over, but this is certainly the most iconic intro of the show. You get each of the ninja using their elemental powers, and then Wu and Nia are also there. And I don't know, I could try and look for some hidden meaning in the way that the characters are portrayed during this intro, but in reality, I don't think any of that is there, and the animators just picked poses that looked cool. Are those rocks blue, or is that just the shadow? They look kinda blue. Who sleeps with their pillow sitting on their chest? Oh, it's so Kai can cover his ears when Wu comes in with a gong.
In order to reach your full potential, we must treat each day as an opportunity.
Oh, there's full potential mentioned again.
I think today's lesson will be chores. Chores?
He kinda sounds a bit nasally. Maybe the actor was sick when they recorded this? Chores are important. You gotta keep your house clean. Okay, so I've got some more questions about the Destiny's Bounty. Who used to own it? Cole just yeets all this stuff out of the ship without checking any of it? Actually, the fact that he could hold all of that in the tornado is wild too. And here's another big confusion. 1, they're beating that box with a hammer. That cannot be helping at all. And 2, this cloth implies that the electrical system was already implemented before the ninja found it. Unless Jay built it himself and then put a cloth over it to protect it until he could turn it off, but that's unlikely. In Season 2, we learn more about the Destiny's Bounty's origin, and it does not have any of this stuff.
Looks like we're about to have some visitors. And loud ones at that.
Oh, it's my parents.
Jay's parents? The only earlier mention of them was when Jay got that letter.
Do we have to talk about the junkyard in front of my friends?
He hates it when we tell people he was born in a junkyard.
Okay, so this had the opportunity to set up great development for Jay's journey. He's embarrassed that he was born in a junkyard, and this could lead to a great moment about him accepting his beginnings and his family. This episode does do that a little bit, but misses the mark, in my opinion. Like most things, we'll talk about it more when it shows up. Who installed all of this? You know what? We've already been over it. Let's just move on. Jay's working on a secret button that activates some sort of defense system. He's super touchy about it and doesn't want his father anywhere near it, even though he probably could help him out a lot. And then he just kind of kicks them out, very bluntly. So Jay is an interesting character. It's obvious that he's embarrassed by his parents and his upbringing. But it's only obvious because they spent the last 6 minutes talking about nothing but that. And only those 6 minutes. I get that this is only episode 3, but at least a hint in either of the other 2 episodes would have been nice. Imagine the mail scene from the last episode where Jay got a letter from his parents. What if one of the other ninja asked him about his family or his upbringing, and Jay got super defensive for seemingly no reason? It would have helped set up this entire episode better.
Oh, he doesn't need us anymore. Yeah, I just have to remember that.
From here on out, Jay's dad does appear less pushy when it comes to his son. I'm not sure if I'm just imagining that or not.
I like scary, yeah, that's it. I'm the son of the Dark Lord. I love the dark.
So this is another example of Lloyd doing evil stuff solely because of his lineage. He's not really a terrible person, just a kid who thinks that this is what he wants because it's all he's ever known. The 2 tree heads here are supposed to represent the 2 heads of the Fangpire General, and Lloyd recruits that general to go after the Hypnobrai.
And back to the grind.
He's building Jay a mech or a statue? That's pretty cool. Oh, they're cooked.
We Fangpire bite off more than we can chew.
These little non-humanoid snakes are everywhere in the first few episodes of this show, but later they just disappear. I guess there's not much excitement fighting regular snakes. The Fangpire's venom can turn anything into snakes. What if they bite a building? What would that look like?
My creations, they're turning them into an army. You are correct.
Ah, thank you for the explanation. I was confused as to what was happening. Is Jay using a file to work on the ship circuit board? That is not a screwdriver.
Sure got a lot of junk piling up. If only there was a place we could get rid of it. Hi, Mom and Dad. Of course. I'd love to visit.
I think it's nice that the other ninja are trying to get Jay to visit his parents. Jay is also a simp, by the way. He instantly caves when Nia asks if he's going to visit his parents.
It is as I suspected. The dragons are molting. They're shedding their scales.
Whoa, where did you stick that to take the dragon's temperature? It wasn't in their mouth, otherwise you wouldn't be walking from behind the dragon. The numbers on that thermometer are completely out of order too. What is up with that?
Every adolescent dragon goes through a transformation before it becomes an adult.
You mean they're not adults? Weren't they guarding the weapons for decades? Well, okay, I guess that's not that much time for a dragon. And wait, he let baby dragons guard the golden weapons.
Of course we'll go, buddy. I could use a break.
Kai and Cole's voices are switched here. Why does that keep happening?
You've never told us why it's so special.
Long ago, there were many flutes, created to combat the powers of the Serpentine and drive them underground.
The Serpentine are snakes, and there's the whole flute/snake myth, so yeah, checks out.
I get the lesson. Respect your elders or else suffer the consequences. Boy, you guys are laying it on thick.
Perhaps you are only hearing what you need to hear.
Solid take, actually. A lot of times when someone has some internal conflict going on, anything that happens in the outside world is immediately seen as related to that conflict, even when it's not. Jay is guilty that he's not being a better son, and now he's viewing everything in that light. They find Jay's parents, who definitely should have suffocated in that fridge by now. Why are the Fangpire still here? It seems like they were waiting for the ninja to come visit, but they didn't know that they were coming. Jay didn't intend to visit until Nia said something, but Lloyd didn't contact either of them, so he just assumed that they would come the next day? I don't buy it. You can see the bite marks on the dad's arms. It's the only time blood is ever shown in all of Lego Ninjago. The flute disorients the snakes. Good to know. Oh, that is not good. Also, that's not how nunchucks work. It shouldn't be pushing him into the ground. The mech statue is sentient, right? Did they kill it? It's not moving. Some snake bit an extension cord and turned it alive.
He's saying our weapons are vehicles themselves.
Don't tell me I have to ride this like a broomstick.
This is the biggest piece of garbage I have ever seen. The weapons turning into vehicles, maybe I could live with that, but the fact the writers just pulled this out of their butt crack is insane. I get why they did this. It's the same reason the Fangpire can turn machines and cars into snake-themed versions. Lego sets. Lego needs something to sell as toys alongside the show. That's the real reason the dragons left and the ninjas are able to turn their weapons into rides. The whole show is really just an advertisement for the Lego sets. It's also the reason they have the dragon riding outfits too. The worst part is, this isn't even the worst random out-of-nowhere pull that happens. Not by a long shot, but we'll save that for later episodes and seasons. Jay gets the staff. Great. Also, his parents' clothes are turning green. Did they get bitten too? So they get cured at the Destiny's Bounty, and Jay tries to use his super secret button from earlier, but it doesn't work.
Oh, let's have a look. Yeah. That should do it.
How does he know what the problem is? He doesn't even know what the button does. It makes the ship fly. That's what the button does. The ninja escape, but lose the Fangpire staff due to plot reasons.
But stay as long as you'd like. It's nice having you here.
Okay, so this truly was an episode of all time. I feel like I've done nothing but hate on this episode, and honestly all of season 1 so far, which is unfortunate. I don't think this episode is absolutely horrible and the worst piece of media ever made, it just missed in some areas. Jay learning to be okay with his parents and wanting to hang around them is great. Having your parents love you is not childish and something to be embarrassed about. Neither is growing up in a junkyard. The biggest problem is that, like I said at the beginning, this is only episode 3. There's not enough time for these big character shifts and growth yet. We haven't had a chance to explore the flaws of some of these characters, and yet here they are now getting fixed. Imagine if the writers had Jay say something about being okay with his child at home, and even being proud that it made him the person he is today. Jay's tinkering and engineering nature is what allowed the bounty to fly, and he got that passion from his father. We reach a similar problem once we hit Cole's backstory episode, but at least for the other two, Zane and Kai, they are much better, and that's all I'll say for now. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your opinion down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next episode.